In this video, I'm just going to take you through a few of the other advanced settings that you have in working with your lists and libraries. So I'm here in the settings page for my document library, and we've not really talked about what's here in the advanced settings, so I'll go into here just now. First setting is around management of content types. We've not really gone into content types, but we will shortly, and this is where you would enable changing content types, because by default this is set to no. The document template, you only have this in document libraries. This allows you to upload a template into your library so that whenever somebody creates a new document, they have the ability of using that template. So if, for example, this document library stores purchase orders and you already have your template for a purchase order laid out, you can upload that there as a dot format, and everybody can just continue to use that template to enforce some standardization. This option here about opening documents in the browser, if you have Office 365, then you will also have the Office web applications. So by default, SharePoint will open all of your documents in the browser. However, a lot of documents won't be supported by the Office web apps, or you may not want to use it, or of course, the final option, you may not have it. So you would have to set the option to open files in the client application so that the documents automatically open in whatever application you have on your PC. Now you see here it says use the server default, open in the browser. Your administrator can change the server default so that, if you don't have Office web apps and you want to change this globally, you can change the server default to open in the client application across all your sites, and then you don't have to worry about this for individual libraries. The custom send to destination we already covered when we were talking about send to destinations. So this just allows you to set a new one. This option here allows you to disable the new folder command if you don't want people creating folder structures, which is quite common in SharePoint. People don't want to create folder structures within libraries because the sites really are meant to be the folder structure. You could disable that here. You can reindex the document library, so you basically flag that library to ensure that the next time the search crawl runs, that it picks up all new information on that library. Usually don't need to do that, but it's there as an option for you. The offline client availability is for things like SharePoint Workspace, so clients that take copies of files offline so that people can work with these files offline. So you may want to disable that because it may cause problems for you. The Site Assets Library is a library that SharePoint kind of uses for itself. If something is designated a Site Assets Library, then anytime you want to store images or use images or other things for reuse within your site, SharePoint will look to the Site Assets Library first. However, every site already has a Site Assets Library, so you don't usually need to assign this unless you want to change it. The Quick Edit, you can disable that here if you want to be able to open your list or library in quick edit mode, which is kind of like a spreadsheet view, so you can change multiple entries really quickly and easily. You could disable that if you want to. And finally, the last option here is around dialogues, whether you want to allow dialogues to open in a new window or you want them to open in a separate page. So if you set launch forms and dialogue to no, it would actually open a new page. If you set it to yes, I'll press OK here and I'll show you what that looks like. When I go to edit the properties of this particular document, a moment, edit properties, it actually opens this window in a dialog box rather than taking you to a new page. Now this used to be default in SharePoint 2010, it would always open in a dialog. They've changed this in 2013, I'm not 100% sure why, but it was quite useful to have things opening in a dialog because people didn't get the feeling that we're navigating to a new page. They were just working with a piece of information, and then they were still on the same page. So that's a important thing to know about if you want to give your users a bit kind of simpler navigation.